In this video, we are going to do mixed examples of transformations. In the previous videos, we had a look at 4 different transformations. Firstly, we looked at a translation, and that is a movement. Then reflection around the x and y axis, rotation of 90 degrees anti-clockwise and clockwise, and 180 degrees. And lastly, we had a look at enlargements. For a translation, you add or subtract to the x and y coordinates as you move around. For a reflection around the x-axis, only the sign of the y-coordinate changes, and a reflection around the y-axis is where the x sign changes. For a rotation of 90 degrees anti-clockwise, the coordinate x and y swap around and the new x changes sign. For a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise, the 2 coordinates also swap around, but now the new y value changes sign. And for a rotation of 180 degrees, both signs change. For an enlargement and a reduction, the coordinates are multiplied with the scale factor. Example 1. In each of the following, describe the type of transformation that took place. In number A, the only change that happened was that the x-coordinate sign changed, and this is a reflection around the y-axis. In B, it was not simply a sign that changed, but the 4 moved 1 left to 3, and 6 became 4 bigger to 10. That means this coordinate moved, and this is a translation of 1 unit to the left and 3 units up. In C, firstly, the x and y coordinates swapped around to become 2, 9, and then the new y value changed sign to -9, so this is a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise. And lastly, in D, you will see that the x coordinate was doubled and so was the y coordinate. That means that this is an enlargement with a scale factor of 2. Example 2. In the sketch, triangle ABC is given. Sketch ABC prime, the image of triangle ABC, after the following transformations have been applied. And here we have 3 transformations. Firstly, a reflection around the x-axis, then a rotation of 180 degrees, and finally a translation of 2 units to the right. If we start with point A and apply all these transformations, we firstly have to reflect around the y-axis, and A, which is at -3,6, will be at 3,6. This should then be rotated 180 degrees, which means both signs will change and become -3 and -6. Lastly, this point needs to move 2 to the right, and that means that A prime is at -1, -6. Now I'm going to repeat this for point B of -3, 2. After reflection around the y-axis, this will become 3, 2, and now we rotate 180 degrees by changing both signs, so it will become -3 and -2. And lastly, the point moves 2 to the right, so B prime is at -1, -2. And again, point C firstly reflects around the y-axis, then is rotated so both signs will change, and finally moves 2 to the right to get to C prime. So the final image is in the bottom left 3rd quadrant.